Okay, let's come to our next sentence. Are you ready? Yes. Okay, so we learned that she buys a first class ticket to Hanoi. Wow. Okay, and let's see. What does Tina, what does the frog do in Hanoi? Okay, let's see. Okay, so when she's arrives in Hanoi, when she arrives in Hanoi, she immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, when she arrives in Hanoi, she immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, when she arrives in means come in. And when you come in Hanoi, when you go to Hanoi, when you arrive in Hanoi, when she arrives in Hanoi, she immediately means right now. Immediately, okay? She immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay. When she arrives in Hanoi, she immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, so let's come to the mini story of this sentence. Okay, so when she arrives in Hanoi, she immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, so what does Tina do when she arrives in Hanoi? What does she do? She immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, so how does she go to the most famous beauty store? How? Immediately. Yes, she immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. So, did she goes to the most famous chicken store in there? No. Did she goes to the most famous beauty store in there? Yes. Okay. Did she go to tonyenglish? No, tonyenglish. Okay, so who immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there in Hanoi? Who? Just Tina the frog. Tina, she immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, so does she goes to the most famous beauty store in Hanoi? Yes, very good. So what does Tina do in Hanoi? What does she do in Hanoi? She immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. So, what kind of beauty store does she immediately go to? In Hanoi? Yes, the most famous beauty store. She immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, so who immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in Hanoi? Who? Tina the frog. Tina, she immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. So, when does she immediately go to the most famous beauty store? When? When she arrives in Hanoi. When she arrives in Hanoi, she immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, so did she immediately go to the most famous beauty store in Vietnam? Yes or no? No, not in Vietnam. She did not go to the most famous beauty store in Vietnam. Only in Hanoi. Yes, in Vietnam, of course, sorry, okay. In Vietnam, because the most famous beauty store in Hanoi, also the most famous beauty store in Vietnam, also the most famous beauty store in the world. Okay, sorry. Okay, so who goes to the most famous beauty store in Hanoi? Who? Tina the frog. Yeah, so what is her favorite drink? Of course, milk tea. Milk tea is her favorite drink. So when she arrives in Hanoi, she goes to the most famous beauty store in there. So what kind of ticket? What kind of ticket does Tina buy? What kind of ticket does Tina buy? What does she buy? Yes, first class ticket, of course. She buys a first class ticket. Who buys the first class ticket? Tina she buys the first class tickets to Hanoi, and when she arrives in Hanoi, she immediately go to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, so where is the most famous beauty store? In Hanoi. Yes, of course. The most famous beauty store in the world is in Hanoi. So Tina, when she arrives in Hanoi, she immediately goes to the most beauty store in there. Okay, so how does she go to the most beauty store in Hanoi? How does she go? Immediately, as fast as possible. Okay, so when she arrives in Hanoi, she immediately goes to the most famous beauty store in there. Okay, so this is the end of the mini story for this sentence. Listen to this mini story. Remember, listen to this mini story again and again. This is very important, very important. Thank you very much, and see you in the next sentence.